So, um, anyway, so there's a link that you probably have, but anyway, so you can go look at those anytime and do some extra movement because the goal is at least 3 days a week. You're doing some kind of focused movement, and it can be walking. It can be something like this class. It could even be housekeeping, washing a car, gardening, some combination of things like that. So, and variety is good. So let's go ahead. Let's do some breathing. Palms forward, feet hip width apart. A pull back. Tighten the belly and the seat and the urinary muscles in through the nose, out through the mouth. And as you breathe out, it's kind of a huff. Kind of like you want to not blowing a candle out, but more like maybe you were cleaning your glasses or something and you just want to get some air, moist air on your glasses. So in and out and in and out. And then let's open and close both hands as we do a backward arm circle, keeping your core tightened and really spreading the fingers with that movement. Open and close, up and around. And then we're going to hold those hands, fingers spread, kind of down and back. And we're going to work on the neck. We're going to take a breath in and turn to the side. Breathe out to the center. Kind of relax the shoulders, let them go down and back. A breath into the other side and out. A breath in and out. We're thinking of keeping the core tight, but the neck, we don't really want to tighten the neck with that. Okay, and then we have our hands back, that spread. Now we're going to rotate. And when you get rotated as far as you can go, pull back with both hands so the shoulders are staying wide. We'll go to the other side, a pull back, twist, a pull back, and a twist, and pulling back. So a lot of work on the upper back with that. And then another breath in. Bending the elbows, we breathe out. And we're trying to pull the elbows down and back. A breath in. Breathing out, down and back. And I forgot, it's more of a huff. On the exhale, in. And then we'll bring the arms down and circle your shoulders back. And let's go to a pedal. So feet separated, and we're giving a big boost with the calf muscle to get up on the ball of the foot on one side and then the other. So you're moving up and down with that, and we'll speed that up a little. Okay, and then we're gonna go where you can touch a chair or the wall or a countertop or something, and we're going to do a loosening of the hip. So we just bend the knee and we do a swing. Now for this, it really helps contract your belly and your urinary muscles for stability. That foot on the ground is very active. It's almost like you're grabbing the ground with your toes. If you need your chair, try a finger, a light touch. And we'll put that foot down and let's go to the other side. So I start, I bend my knee, and then the knee swinging back and forth. Touching your chair if you need. Tighten your belly, tighten your standing side seat. Use use your foot muscles holding to the ground. And try for that loose swing, sliding and gliding in the hip. And then we'll put that down and take a breath in. We're going to circle back, and then we're going to get ready to do some lunges. So make sure you've got some space, because we're going to lunge forward, then side, and then back. So you need space, you know, in 180 degree, a half circle all the way around you, so that you can really step the leg out and move. You know, you can adapt, of course, by not stepping so far. So you want to do what's healthy. So let's start with the smaller step. Remember, nothing should hurt. So I just stepped forward. I'm on the ball of my back foot. Back here, this foot, I'm on the ball of the foot. And I'm going to bend both knees, and I'm going to nudge. Your chair's there if you need it. Now I'm going to add my core, seat, belly, urinary. Shoulders are back over the hips. Okay, and then I'm getting ready for a change. I can kind of spring up and take that foot out to the side. The side lunge, I shift all my weight over, bend at the hip, bend to that front knee. This knee stayed straight over here. And I'll do a few nudges. Now to go, I'm going to take this leg I'm standing on, I'm going to push, shift my weight over, lift, and go to the back. Ball of my foot went back. Looks like this. A few nudges. Okay, let's try coming through to the front. Flat foot. Now ball of the back foot, nudge, nudge. Taking this out to the side. Hinge at the hip, nudge, nudge. Now I'm taking this back. Ball of the foot, back lunge. Looks like this. Nudge, nudge, and we're going to bring those together. And then I'm going to do with my other leg. So I'm going to come to where I have a big half circle where I can move. Chair is close by, or you could be right next to a wall. So just something to support you. Okay, I stand near the back leg of the chair. One foot forward, ball of the back foot, add my seat, belly, urinary. I'm going to do some nudges, and then it's going to be to the side. So I have to push off, side, nudge, nudge, push off to the back, which is on the ball of the foot, nudge, nudge, front, nudge, nudge, side, nudge, nudge, back to the ball of the foot, nudge, nudge, and back to the center. So I'm trying to do 15 lunges with each leg. It's part of our bone density of the hip workout, but it's also part of our balance workout. Those lunges are a balance challenge. Okay, let's separate the feet a little. A breath in, huff it out, and lift a leg. In, huff it out, side leg. In, out, in, out. Good. And then loosen the hips. We've just really worked out the hips to give the extra force into the hip for the bone density. Okay. What I'd like to do now is grab these balls. If you, hopefully you have a ball. Even some socks could work. I'm in the bedroom, so this is very easy for me. You could fold together some socks, to somewhat of a ball shape, and you could use those if you don't have a ball. But almost any kind of ball would work. And we want to do some tossing, and we want to try to get it higher than your head, and we're going to toss with one hand, catch with two, toss with your other hand, and catch with two. So you get tossing with both hands. Woo. Okay, now we're going to try a toss with a clap. So this will be a toss, clap, catch. Toss, clap, catch. There, okay. And then a little bit harder move, we're going to toss and then hit your thighs and then catch. So toss, hit, catch. Toss, hit, catch. Still trying to toss it higher than the top of your head. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead. We'll put the ball away. We're done with it for the class. So make sure it's not going to be under feet. As we do a little bit more workout on the chair, we're going to turn, I'm going to move my weights. I'm going to turn the chair around. I want you to turn your chair around so that as you look at the seat of your chair, you're facing the screen. So the back of your chair is towards your screen. Okay. So you want to be standing there facing your chair. I just turned mine so it's not blocking your view. Okay. All right. And we want to stand facing the chair. And let's just take a step back. We're going to bring the hands up. Breath in, and then touching the ears, elbows wide out to your sides. And with the flat back, we kind of keep pulling the elbows back, and we're just going to do a bend at the hips and coming back up. So in a bend forward, and we are hoping by pulling the elbows back to really keep the upper back flattened. If we weren't pulling, the upper back might want to curve, but we're trying to keep the upper back from curving. We really want to activate those muscles. We're going to hold here, pull in your belly, squeeze your seat, and we're going to do a little pivot, twisting the body. Feel that in your core, your upper back. Try to tuck the chin slightly, keep the neck relaxed. Okay, then we're going to bring our hands to the seat of the chair, fingertips, take another half step back, and we'll get ready for our big stretch. A breath in, and as we breathe out, lower your head to between your elbows on each side of your ears. Let your seat pull back. You can bend your knees a little. And we're looking for the shoulder stretch and the back of the thigh stretch. Then we'll straighten one knee at a time as we hold that position to get extra thigh stretch. One knee and then the other, a little marching type motion with the knees. And then a breath in, breath out. Lower yourself a little more, pull the seat back, pull in your belly. And then we'll step forward. Let's curl. Reach toward the toes and unroll to come up. breath in, a breath out. Okay, and so when we have our chair here, we're going to now stand at the side of the chair. So you're holding on to the back of your chair. And I'm going to put a foot up on the chair. Okay, and then you may be able, you can still reach the back of your chair if you need to. What we're going to do is we're going to lift that leg, keep the shoulders wide, pull the elbows back a little. Okay, now we're going to go up on the toes, both legs. We go up on the toes a little bit. Okay, and then we'll, with strength and control, bring that leg down. With strength and control, we'll bring the other leg up. Okay. Okay, wide shoulders, belly in, seat contracted. We're going to lift that knee on the front leg. And it comes up a little. A way to work on balance and strength. Okay, and then we'll go up on both toes. In this position. And then we'll try to bring it down real carefully and controlled. And then now we're going to practice and kneel to the floor. So just stay where you are. So you're right here behind your chair with your facing the seat of your chair. Make sure you have room behind you. So we're going to bring the fingertips to the chair. We're going to come back on the ball of the back foot, and then we're just going to bring a knee to the floor. So ending class, we're going to go on the floor, and we'll use this. We'll go from here, but this is a practice. We'll come up and step forward. A breath in and out. Fingertips down. Let's try the other side. A step back, kneeling down, lifting up, and a step forward. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. All right, and then we'll just bring our chair back to how we usually have it. And let's go ahead and do our impacts. So for our impacts, you want to get in a place on your floor where you have the least padding. Usually you keep the shoes on to protect the feet. And we'll do that. Try for an 8-inch lift and a strong impact to the floor, enough of an impact to squash a spider or an ant. And the impact goes into the heel. It's like you want to squash it with your heel, even though your foot stays flat, but it's just most of the force, like 90% of it is into the heel. So you can start out lighter, and when you feel warmed up to go to a heavier impact, you could always slow it down or use less force. If you feel any pain, you know, in your knees, usually it would be your foot, knees, or hips. But if it's painful, you want to modify, slower, less impact. Okay, it's because of Cinco de Mayo. Here we go. Bouncer Mexico have so many changes in tempo. It's very interesting to see if your body can keep up with that. Okay, so let's go ahead, grab our weights, and we're just going to come to the front of the chair. And we're going to try a few different things. Let's try, I've got my weights, circle my shoulders up, back and down. I'm going to try an easy march. I'm going to change that. I'm going to bring one hand up. I want to feel the extra action. It's actually mostly in the belly, below the waist, as I have to work a little harder with my core to keep my equilibrium. Let's go to the other side. Really feel that work in the abdominal muscles. Keep those muscles tightened. And we'll bring that down. And let's stop for a minute. Twist, twist. And let's put both weights in one hand, if you can. And then, if you want to keep your body real straight, tighten your seat, belly, urinary muscles. And this is a different demand on the core, even in the hip. Okay, we'll switch hands. And do it on the other side. Okay, so another way to work on the core by just changing as you march or walk how you hold the weights. Let's stand in front of the chair, feet hip width apart. We're going to hold the weight in each hand if you have weights. If you don't have them, don't worry. We'll do them without, but we want to hinge at the hip, flat back. You can tap your chair with your fingertips or your weights, and then we'll go the rest of the way down. And we'll come up, and we're going to do a lift to the toes. A little more work. Hinge, tap, lower, come up, and a lift to the toes. Down, landing as soft as you can, coming up, and this time as we go to the toes, we're going to lift the weights up with the elbows going out. Toes, hinge, down, up, toes, hinge, slower down, slow, 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 slow. And then we're gonna rise and lower 5 times, coming off the chair just a few inches. I'm gonna bring my weights forward a little, I'm gonna pull my elbows back. So my weights end up near my rib cage, a little up and down. If you need help, you could put a weight on your, or a hand on your chair. This is 4, last one, 5. And then we'll get the weights out of the way. So working on our 15 squats for bone density and balance. Okay, let's go ahead now, and we'll come part way forward in the chair. Let's take a breath in and out after the squats. As I bring my hands down, I'm kind of pulling my elbows back. So you can see I'm trying to keep this wide, keep my chin lowered, and then I'm going to add my seat, belly, and urinary, and I want to loosen in the knees. I'm going to kick, kick, and then the other one, kick, 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 and kick, kick. After those squats. Okay, and for coordination, let's go out, 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 out for hip stretch, heels toes, heels, toes, toes, heels, toes, heels. And then take a moment, pull on the knees a little, let yourself hinge forward at the hip. Get a little extra stretch in the hips as we pause here. And then come up, and then we're going heels, toes, heels, toes, back together. Hands here, straight, hands up close to your knees. Straighten the elbows, and see that's, now you get a very straight back. And we're gonna just flow through some exercises, trying to get to all parts of the body, reach and down. Bend the elbow fully, so this is like an elbow exercise. Straighten fully, and back to the knee. Touch the shoulder, belly in, seat contracting, urinary muscles contracting. Straighten fully, and down. Now, full bend of the elbows, touch them together. Go wide, and we'll touch again, stretching in the upper back, going wide, strengthening in the upper back, and then it's like as wide as you can, even back a little. Straighten and extend the wrists. Then we rotate the fingertips up, fingertips down. So this is a shoulder rotation, fingertips up, fingertips down, a breath in, a breath out. We're going to bring our hands forward, so I'm just going to hook thumbs. One way or the other, doesn't matter. Going to hook my thumbs, bend my elbows, and turn and look back, and turn and look back. I want to feel all those muscles in this trunk area and the back contracting firmly to twist your body side to side. And let's change hand position, make those muscles work a little harder. A turn. As you turn, pull the elbow behind you to really help get that full movement. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go ahead, separate the feet a little, reach up over to one toe. So this is a reach, this is a stretch, and a lot of flexion of the hip. Let your head just rest towards your knee. And then we want to use muscle on the way up. So reach out, and your back muscles bring you up. So all of these lifting movements help with bone density of the spine, because they use the back muscles, which pull on the vertebra, which are your spinal bones. Okay, we're going to come out and do a similar idea where we lean over wide arms, but we're using the upper back to kind of keep your hands pulled back a little. And then we're going to come around, hug, and give a pull for extra stretch in the hip. We'll bring the hands back out and give a pull back, and then we use, like, think of your fingertips pulling you up. And we'll go to the other side, leaning, pulling back, and then hugging. Let your head fall toward the knee. Pulling back again, and then fingertips pulling you up. We'll bring the legs in. We'll bring the hands down. Circle the shoulders back. That was a lot of effort in the shoulders, these last two movements. Now we're going to stretch the hip. So sitting up straight in the chair, we're going to lift a knee, reach and grab the knee, and give a pull. Straighten your back at the same time. And while we hold this, we're going to circle in the ankle one way and then the other way. So this is slow and big, getting your full ankle movement. Okay, and then pull in your belly, hold the knee up and down. And then we'll lift the other knee, give a pull, grab, belly in, straight back, and circle, 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 and then the other way, slow at my speed, so you get really big, complete movement in the circle, in the ankle circle. Belly in, let go, and then it kind of goes down slowly. And then we're gonna scoop back, and we're gonna swing in the knees. So a kick, and we're looking to go to a very straight knee, very wide shoulders, belly firmly tightened. Okay, and then we're gonna point and flex. So tight, tight belly, pointing and flexing. Okay, then we'll bring those down, and we're gonna bring the legs out. I'm gonna scooch forward in the chair now, and I'm going to hinge at the hip, lean down, and then I'll tuck my chin and curl my back, and then unroll to come up. And again, that leaning should feel good to your back and your hips, curling up, and then unrolling. We'll circle both shoulders forward twice, both shoulders backward twice, and then a breath in and a breath out, and a little, bringing the feet in a little and pedaling, belly in, pedal, pedal. We'll do a little knee lift. This is to give a little workout to the belly. Okay, nice work. All right, I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get our shoes back on. We're gonna do some work with the weights and lunging. Actually, no, we're gonna go to the floor first, so we don't have to mess with shoes as much. So we'll leave our shoes off. We'll get our mat and put it on the floor in front of your chair. So let's turn the chair. So again, you're looking at the seat of your chair, and we'll put the mat across in front of the seat of your chair. Okay, we're going to do this maneuver with the lunge where we go to the floor. So you want to touch your chair. And then we're standing fairly close to the chair at this point. And you come back on the ball of one foot. And then you bend your knees and you lower that knee to the floor. And from here, we actually want to go to hands and knees. So you can just turn and go to hands and knees on the floor. So I'm going to move my chair out of the way. If you want me to move your chair, you could. And one thing I'm going to do, because my wrists are always touchy, I'm going to take my weights and put them on the floor, and then I can grasp my weight without having to put my wrist flat, because my wrist just doesn't like that so well. Okay, and from here, we're going to do a curl where you pull in your belly and hunch your back and look towards your lap. And then we're going to let the belly sag, arch your low back, drop your heart toward the floor. So you get an arch in the entire back and look slightly forward. And then we're going to contract the belly, curl. and relax, arch, drop even the upper back toward the floor and look forward. And then let's come back to a neutral where you contract your belly. And the feeling is that you have a flat back. So not a push with a hunch, but a flat back, not an arch because your belly's contracting. Okay, and we're going to do this maneuver where you leave your weight on the floor if you're using a weight. You reach your hand forward, feel that in the belly. We'll bring that hand down. Let's bring the other hand forward. Feel that in your belly and down. Let's alternate again now. Up and down and a lift and down. Just good core work. Okay, we're going to change that a little with a twist. We're going to reach through and up. And using other trunk muscles, a reach through and up. And let's switch hands. A reach through, it's behind the other arm, out to the side and up. A reach through and up. A reach through and up. And then bring both hands back to the floor or onto your weights if you're using those. And we're going to move to the lower half of the body. But once again, we want to get neutral in the back. I want the feeling that your hands are right under your shoulders, not at an angle. I'm going to contract my belly, widen my shoulders, and then I'm going to straighten the leg. I'm going to lift it, lift, and then I'm going to bend the knee, and I'm going to bring it out to the side, lift, lift. Let's go to the other leg. Straight leg. I'll turn so you can see me a little better. So straight leg, lift, 2 lifts there, and then I'm going to bend the knee and lift it out to the side. You can see this is good for the hip muscles. And let's go back and do it again. Other leg, straighten. First, tapping the toe down, a lift, getting the big part of the seat muscle, a knee bend, out to the side, out to the side, and then we'll do the other leg, last series here, tapping down, lift, straight back, bend the knee, and then we'll go out to the side, out to the side. Okay, and from here, we're going to turn onto the back. Just make sure your chair's not in the way so that you can see. Just stay there. I've got to change my angle here. Okay, so we're on our backs. Okay, and what we want to do is bring your hands, palm down at your side, kind of shift the shoulder blades so you feel like you can get your back firmly kind of flat and on the mat. You may need a pillow for your head. You don't want to be uncomfortable in any way, and sometimes just a little something, a jacket, anything can help. Palms down and bring the legs to this tabletop position. And here, pull your belly towards your backbone. Kind of pulling your belly button toward the floor. And you want to hold that belly contraction as we tap one toe down and then the other. So a tap, 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 checking in. You try to prevent the back from arching by really pulling with your belly muscles. Let's take one arm overhead and maybe the other arm, and feel how that changes your belly muscles. So they work a little harder. Okay, now we're going to add some arm movement. So we want to do lift the opposite leg and arm, and then you're really involving your full abdomen. It looks like a dead bug, and it's called the dead bug. Really using your abdomen to keep this low back stable. And then let's just pull the knees towards your chest, wiggle side to side to stretch those back muscles. We're going to stretch the hips now. We're going to put the feet toward the edges of the mat, hands out to the sides, and we're going to let our knees fall, but keep your shoulders down. Usually you look away from your knees. Then we'll come up and we'll go to the other side. Letting the knees fall down. You're going to stretch in the back and the hips. Let's go to each side again. That over. And over to the other side. And then we're going to come back to the center. And we're going to work a little more on the seat. So again, we're going to bring the hands down to the sides, and now we're going to push into the feet and lift the seat toward the ceiling. Okay, in this position, we want to do a little march. So this, we feel it more in the back of the body, strengthening in the back and the seat. Let's come down. Let's pull the knees in again. A little wiggle. And we'll do a few more of those. Hands down, a lift. And you're just pushing your belly button toward the ceiling while you try the march, a little back and forth. And we'll come down. Let's pull the knees in and give a pull. Side to side wiggle. Okay. All right. So we're getting ready to get up. Let's turn on the side. Knees are bent. I'm going to use this lower elbow to help push with the upper arm and push ourselves up to seated. And then we want to go to hands and knees. Pull your chair over if you can. So we'd like to put our hands on the chair and then bring one foot forward. Tuck your back toes, and then you're ready to come up. Now we want to get our shoes on. So that floor workout can be so good for all of these core muscles. Weights we will be using. So I'm having them close by. Shoes on. Oh, we can get rid of the floor mat. So then if you have weights, we'll use them. And we will be standing right next to the chair. Okay, so we've already done some lunges. Now we're doing some lunges with weights, and that increases the force in the hips. So I'm going to stand next to the chair. I'm standing near the back leg of the chair so that when I lunge forward, the chair is still there if I need it for balance. Because do keep in mind, the lunges are a balance exercise, even more so when you have weights. You want something nearby that you can reach out to. We're going to start circling the shoulders back, contracting the core. We're going to take a step forward on a flat foot, come to the ball of your back foot. See, the chair's there. I could reach that if I need to. I want to feel like both of my feet are facing straight ahead and my weight is in my front heel. The heel. That's to protect the knee. Squeeze your seat, belly, and urinary muscles, and we're going to do our biceps. Keep the elbow right at your sides. Pull the elbows back a little so you can keep the wide shoulders. With slowly up, slow release, slowly up, slow release. And then we can kind of swing back as we push off the heel to come back. Let's do the other foot forward. Weight into the heel, shoulders back over the hips, pull the elbows back a little, and we'll work on our biceps. So this one, strong muscles. Your weights may not feel very heavy for this because the biceps are used to doing a lot of lifting. And a pull. And we'll swing back and push off your heel and step back. We'll do a little swing, some breaths in and out. Okay, and then we're going to go to some side lunges. So for these, we're behind the chair, and you want to make sure you have some space on either side of you. And with the side lunges, we're going to work on the upper back and then the triceps. So it's a step to the side, like about 2 feet for, I think, an average height. We get all the weight over on one leg, and then we hinge at the hip, you bend the knee, and the chest comes forward. We're going to bend the elbows a little, we're going to go out, and then the other side out. This is for your upper back, and then both together, and then we push your seat forward again, and with control, we're going to try to come right back to the center. Let's go to the other side. Out, lunge, hinge, elbows bent, but trying to keep them wide. Pull in your belly, contract your urinary muscles. Out, out, and then we'll do both of them. Out, seat forward, controlling it, back to the center. So this side lunge is one of those important moves to catch you if you get pushed off to the side, to help prevent falls. Contract your seat, your belly, and we're going to do something different. We're going to pull the elbows back, and we're going to then turn. We're going to straighten one arm at a time. Straighten and bend. Other side. This is the triceps. Straighten and bend, and then both together. Straighten, bend, and then let's do the seat forward in that controlled. Return to the center. Up, step, hinge, contract the core, elbows back, one back, other one back, both back. Seat forward, and back to the center. And then in relationship to the chair, we want to step toward the front corner of your chair because we're going to do some back lunging. And it's to the ball of the foot. And then we position, remember with this, you can do full core, seat, belly, urinary. We're going to bring these up to the shoulders. We'll go up to a fully straight elbow, push up with the other side, and then both together. And then we'll bring that forward, and we'll go to the other side, back on the ball of the foot. Get stable, do the full contraction. Weight is in the front heel. Always remember that. And we'll go up, looking for that straight elbow up, and then both up, and a step forward. Okay. And then we'll put our weights down. All right, good work on those muscles. Let's do something for our hands. Let's just go like you're playing the piano. And let's go out to the side until you have this one hand really came out sideways. Let's go to the other side. Like we're playing the piano, wiggling the fingers. Let's open and spread, close, open and spread, close, open and spread, relax, and then circle one way and circle the other way. Okay, a breath in and out, and we'll get ready to do our 5 deep, vigorous breaths. Just remembering, try to remember, because it's such a change, on the exhale, more of a huff than a blow. So, on the exhale, okay? Firm stance, firm muscles, pulling back. Here we go. Okay, loosen up. All right. Okay, see you next week and the week after that. So we'll have class for 3 weeks in a row here, okay? And I'll see people on Thursday. We have another new person coming on Thursday, so that'll be fun. A male, so, okay. We'll see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.